Growing up, I always wrestled with the idea of how could a good, loving God allow slavery to happen to his people? And the reality is, he did it. As African Americans, we were always told that we shouldn't believe in God or Jesus Christ because that is the white man's religion. However, the more that I study the word of God and the more I experience God's hand, I know that the slavery that God intended versus the slavery that we experience is two different things. So history speaking, Caucasians took the word of God, perverted it, and used it for their own abusive agenda. But that was never God's intention. So 2 Kings chapter 4 is about the story of the woman who was trying to save her sons from being enslaved. So let's read. One day, the widow of a member of the group of prophets came to Elisha and cried out, "My husband who served you is dead, and you know how he feared the Lord. But now a creditor has come, threatening to take my two sons as slaves." Here is a clear distinction that it had nothing to do about race, but everything about how a debt was owed. So let me break this all the way down. A slave back then was when you took money and you could not pay it back. You will offer yourself as service. And depending on how big the debt was, you would offer yourself, your wife, your family, and everybody was served working for the same person to try to pay them back. Modern day's terms, for example, that is like going out to eat. You can't pay the bill. So, you got dishes in the back. Let me clean them. Y'all get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with the slavery that we experience. Let's keep reading. Exodus 21 verse 16 says, "Whoever kidnaps someone and sells them must be put to death." So if God co-signed all the abuse that our ancestors went through, why would he make that a law? And this is how you know that the slavery we grew up with versus slavery in the Bible is two different things.
Sis was definitely cooking, but I want to answer this question that somebody left in her comment section. So God made a covenant with Abraham because Abraham thought that him and his wife Sarah were not going to have children. Well, God assured them that they would, and Abraham and Sarah had children in their old age. God also told Abraham that your descendants will be oppressed, they will be enslaved, and they will live in a land that they do not own. That was the Israelites. The Israelites lived in Egypt, but they didn't go to Egypt as slaves. They became slaves because the Pharaoh that knew the family had long passed away, and the new Pharaoh came and took over. He knew nothing about the family but the fact that they were too strong and they were fruitful and multiplying, and he was intimidated by that, so he enslaved them. And this is where Moses comes in and his brother Aaron to free the Israelites from that Pharaoh.